What if starting tomorrow you could wake up with an unshakable calm? Picture this. No matter how your coworker behaves, how packed your inbox gets, or how someone cuts you off in traffic, your peace remains untouched. Sounds unrealistic, right? Well, over 2,000 years ago, a group of ancient philosophers uncovered the secret to achieving exactly that, and their wisdom is more applicable today than ever. This isn't about hidden secrets or costly programs. It's about Stoicism. In this video, I'll share 10 quotes that can completely transform how you view your life. Over the next few minutes, I'll break them down and show you exactly how to apply them. No fluff, no jargon, just practical wisdom you can start using immediately to navigate whatever life throws at you. Let's dive in. Our first quote comes from Marcus Aurelius. Begin each day by telling yourself, "Today I shall encounter people who are ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and hostile." People act this way because they don't understand what is good and what is bad. Even though Marcus Aurelius was one of the most powerful men in the Roman Empire, he started every day preparing for difficult interactions. This isn't pessimism, it's realistic optimism. By expecting challenges, you remove their power to derail your day. It's like wearing armor. The arrow might still come, but it won't penetrate as deeply. This mindset shifts you from reactive to proactive, giving you space to respond thoughtfully. It also fosters empathy, helping you see that difficult behavior often stems from ignorance, not malice. You stop taking things personally and begin understanding others' struggles. Next, Aurelius reminds us, the span of a person's life is only a moment. What then can possibly guide us? Only one thing, philosophy. At first glance, this might seem bleak. Is a moment all we get? But Aurelius isn't diminishing life, he's liberating us. When you realize how fleeting life is, you stop wasting time on trivial matters like social media arguments or criticisms that won't matter in a week. We often postpone joy, telling ourselves, "I'll be happy when..." But Aurelius says, your life is a moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. Remember, this insight came from a man leading an empire through war, plague, and political intrigue. True power lies in understanding life's brevity and living each moment with purpose, dignity, and meaning. Let philosophy guide you, not as rigid rules, but as a flexible approach to navigating life's complexity. Returning to Aurelius again, he advises, each and every hour make up your mind steadfastly as a Roman and as a man to accomplish the matter presently at hand with genuine solemnity, loving care, independence, and justice, and to provide yourself with relief from all other worries. This is a battle plan for daily living. Make up your mind steadfast well isn't about motivation, it's about commitment. Show up fully no matter the task. Being a Roman and as a man means embodying virtues like discipline, honor, integrity, and courage. Accomplishing the matter presently at hand reminds us to stay present instead of being distracted by the past or future. Genuine solemnity doesn't mean being grim. It means treating each task with respect, seeing every action as an opportunity to demonstrate character. Aurelius challenges us to bring our best selves to every moment. Aurelius also said, not easily will you find a person who is unhappy due to ignorance of what goes on in another person's soul, but those who do not follow the movements of their own soul will surely be unhappy. This is a roadmap to understanding the true source of unhappiness. Most of us waste energy worrying about others, scrolling through social media, obsessing over colleagues' opinions, or stressing about how we're perceived. But Aurelius reveals a radical truth. Other people's inner worlds aren't your problem. The real source of unhappiness is your own unexamined inner landscape. How much time do you spend understanding yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but through honest introspection? When Aurelius talks about following the movements of your own soul, he means observing why you react, what triggers you, and why you make certain choices. Without self-awareness, you're like a ship without a navigator, tossed by external winds. Self-understanding isn't about judgment, it's about compassionate observation. Turning to Seneca, he offers another gem. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. These words might be the most powerful antidote to anxiety ever conceived. Think about the last time you were truly worried. Chances are, the scenario in your mind was far worse than what actually happened. That work presentation you dreaded? It probably went fine. The health concern that kept you up at night? Likely less catastrophic than you imagined. Our minds are incredible storytellers, but often terrible fiction writers. We don't just worry. We craft entire catastrophic narratives, complete with worst-case scenarios and dramatic consequences. And here's the kicker. These stories feel absolutely real to us. Successful people don't succeed by getting paralyzed by imaginary scenarios. They separate potential concerns from actual problems. They prepare, but they don't catastrophize. Think about how much mental energy we waste on scenarios that never happen. Seneca urges us to ask, what's actually happening right now? Reality is rarely as bad as we imagine, and when challenges do arise, we're often more capable than we give ourselves credit for. Seneca also said, "The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he is not." In a world screaming that happiness is just one purchase, promotion, or relationship away, Seneca offers a revolutionary idea. Happiness isn't out there. It's already inside you. Most people spend their lives on a perpetual treadmill, chasing more money, better jobs, bigger houses, fancier cars. We're told contentment is something to chase, acquire, achieve. But Seneca says stop and look inward. The greatest blessings are within us. This insight comes from a man who experienced the highest and lowest extremes of human existence. Philosopher, statesman, advisor to emperors, survivor of political intrigue. He understood human nature at its most complex and offered a practical philosophy. The ability to choose your response, find peace regardless of circumstances, and maintain integrity amid chaos. In a world that constantly tells you you're not enough, Seneca says you are. You just need to use what you already have. Seneca also reminds us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. These words are a wake-up call to anyone who's ever complained about not having enough time. Let's be honest. How many hours have you spent scrolling mindlessly through social media? How many evenings disappeared into Netflix binges? How many conversations added nothing to your life? Time is the most uniform resource we have. Billionaires and street vendors alike get exactly 24 hours. The president and the postal worker, the celebrity and the student, all of us have the same 1,440 minutes each day. The difference lies in how we choose to spend them. Most people don't manage time, they let time manage them. They drift, react, and fill their hours with activities that contribute nothing to their growth, purpose, or happiness. Seneca would shake his head at our modern world of constant distraction. We've turned time wasting into an art form. But here's the liberating part. Wasting time isn't something that happens to you. It's something you do. Consider how we rationalize, "Choice, I'm just relaxing." But true relaxation isn't mindless consumption. It's intentional restoration. Time isn't renewable. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. You can't negotiate with time, store it, or buy more of it. You can only choose how to use it right now. For our final 3 quotes, we turn to Epictetus. It is difficulties that show what men are. Like a blacksmith's hammer shaping metal, difficulties shape who we become. This flips our normal view of challenges upside down. Think about the last major challenge you faced. Losing a job, dealing with a health crisis, or navigating a difficult relationship. In those moments, you likely learned more about yourself than during years of smooth sailing. That's the essence of this timeless Stoic wisdom. Most of us try to avoid difficulties, dreaming of perfect jobs, conflict-free relationships, and obstacle-free lives. But the Stoics understood something profound. A life without difficulties isn't possible or desirable. Growth requires resistance. Consider an athlete. They don't get stronger by lifting easy weights. Similarly, difficult conversations build courage, complex projects develop problem-solving skills, and setbacks teach resilience. Difficulties don't just reveal who we are, they reveal who we choose to be. The question isn't whether we'll face challenges, that's guaranteed. The question is how we'll use them. Epictetus also said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In a world obsessed with controlling external circumstances, Epictetus offers a fresh perspective. Think about your last bad day. Maybe your computer crashed during an important presentation, someone criticized your work, or your plans got derailed. What really made it a bad day? Was it the events themselves or your reaction to them? This simple yet profound insight cuts straight to the heart of the suffering we cause ourselves. We pour energy into trying to control things we can't. Other people's opinions, the weather, traffic, technology glitches. While we're busy fighting these unwinnable battles, we overlook the one thing we can control: our response. Consider two people facing the same situation. Their flight gets canceled. The first becomes angry, complains loudly, and lets the event ruin their day. The second accepts the situation, uses the time to catch up on reading, and maybe even makes interesting connections with fellow stranded travelers. Same event, dramatically different experiences, all because of their reaction. You don't need to change the world around you to change your experience of life. You just need to change your response to it. Our final quote from Epictetus is, "No, man is free who is not master of himself." What does it mean to be free? In our modern world, we often think of freedom in external terms, the ability to go where we want, say what we want, choose our career, or buy what we desire. But this ancient wisdom points to a deeper truth. True freedom begins within. Think about someone who seems to have all the external freedom in the world, wealthy, successful, able to travel anywhere. But if they can't control their temper, aren't they still enslaved to their anger? If they're addicted to social media, constantly checking likes and comments, are they really free? If they're driven by the need to impress others, buying things they don't need with money they don't have, aren't they prisoners of their own desires? True freedom isn't about the absence of external constraints. Constraints will always exist. It's about developing the internal strength to choose your responses, manage your emotions, and direct your actions according to your values rather than your impulses. Mastery of your inner life involves controlling three key areas: your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's about pausing before reacting, choosing your response instead of being driven by impulse, and, as we conclude, remember that these weren't meant to be soaring words for private journals. They're practical advice. True strength isn't about avoiding difficult people or situations. It's about facing them head-on with understanding, preparation, and the wisdom Stoicism teaches us. You have the mind of a champion and you're free to use it. Now get out there and put this wisdom to work. If these ancient insights resonated with you, share them with someone struggling with difficult people or situations. Finally, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more ancient wisdom that cuts through the noise of modern media. Until next time, keep improving yourself and your life with wisdom, good ethics, and sustained effort. The Stoics showed us the path. It's your turn to walk it.